What's good, y'all? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, the sports pugilist, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So we're gonna talk about Alexander Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. Their schedule bout is this weekend, September 25th, 2021. We're gonna go tail of the tape and talk about their credentials. So Alexander Usyk, you know, he hasn't been at heavyweight, but only put 3 fights. But his career record goes 18-0 with 13 KOs. He 6'3". His current weight is 220 pounds. He won a heavyweight gold medal in the Olympics. His Euro Amateur Championship, he won a bronze medal. The Straza Cup gold medal in 2008. The World Championship in 2009 heavyweight, he won bronze in Milan. 2011 heavyweight gold, he won in Baku. Then you go to the World Cup in 2008 Moscow, he won the silver. In 2018, he won the ESPN Fight of the Year. He also became the fourth boxer in history to hold 4 belts, behind B-Hop, Jermaine Taylor, Terrence Crawford. So he's the fourth fighter to hold all 4 alphabet belts, and that was at his current weight of cruiserweight. Some of the notable wins that Alexander Usyk got at cruiserweight, he defeated then IBF champ Glowacki, who sported a record of 26-0 with 16 KOs. He defeated him by decision. Then he went on to fight Michael Hunter, who at the time was currently 12-0 with 8 KOs. He also beat him by decision as well. Then we go to Marco Huck. He fought Marco Huck, who had been the cruiserweight champion for some years. He beat Marco Huck for the WBO title, 40-4-1 with 27 KOs. Of course, he got 5 losses because Usyk stopped him by late stoppage TKO. Then we talk about the Super 6 tournament. This is how he won all 4 of the titles. He beat Breedis 26-0 at 18 at the time by a unanimous decision. Of course, gave Breedis his first loss. Then Murat Gassif was 26-0 at 19. Murat Gassif was the sparring partner for Deontay Wilder when he was getting ready to fight Alexander Povetkin, but we already know what happened with that fight. That fight didn't go through. So he beat him a unanimous decision. Like, Murat Gassif didn't even win any rounds, and Murat Gassif is a known knockout artist. After that, he won the 4 titles in the Super 6. He went on to fight Tony Bellew. Everybody knows who Tony Bellew is. He's the guy that got knocked out at light heavyweight by Adonis Stevenson, then moved up to cruiserweight, then moved up to heavyweight, and he fought David Haye. He stopped David Haye in both fights. Those are his notable wins. And in that fight, he stopped Tony Bellew, who at the time was 32-1 with 20 KOs. He stopped him in the 8th round. Then he decided to make the move to heavyweight, where he fought Chaz Witherspoon. He won by TKO stoppage, but really wasn't a stoppage because Chaz Witherspoon got the fight on 3 weeks' notice, was not in shape. Chaz Witherspoon record is 38-3 with 29 KOs. He retired on the stool in the 7th round. Then he fought his toughest outing at heavyweight, which is Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora has fought the who's in the heavyweight division. He has fought Dillian White twice. He's fought Tyson Fury. You know, he fought David Haye, and the list goes on and on. Derek Chisora even fought the Klitschko, Vasily, the older brother of Vladimir Klitschko. So he beat him by a close decision. A lot of people had Derek Chisora winning that fight. All right, so short thing on Usyk, right? Usyk is known for his boxing skills. He's currently the pound for pound. He's ranked number 4 on the pound for pound list, and due reason. He's only, like I said, it's only 4 fighters that has currently won 4 alphabet belts in their weight class. He did it at cruiserweight. So and I gave you a little bit of his amateur career. He is pretty good. That's how you sum it up. What do I give his chances of beating Anthony Joshua? He's only 6'3", so AJ is 6'6". Anthony Joshua got an 82-inch reach to his 76-inch reach, so he's at a disadvantage of that. His best bet would be to outthink Anthony Joshua, and the reason why I say outthink him is because he's a proven smart and intelligent boxer. So it'll behoove him to use his boxing IQ. AJ don't like get punched to the body, and he's gonna have to use the jab to work his way in and use speed at doing it in and out, because he don't want to just stand right there in front of AJ. If you stand right there in front of AJ, he will get knocked out. But I think he's gonna try to be more of a masterful boxer. Although in training camp, he's bulking up, so he looks like he's about 220, but we won't find out till Friday when they weigh in. I give this a 50-50 fight. Like I said, he's just going to have to not stand in front of Anthony Joshua. He's going to have to turn him, hit him, turn him, and pot shot him with the left hand, kind of like how Floyd Mayweather used to do when he fought bigger and powerful guys. Pot shot him, spin him. You know what I'm saying? Use your defense and coast to a decision win. Do not get hit by Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is a known knockout artist. So that's the tale of the tape for Alexander Usyk. Now I'm going to go to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is currently 24-1 with 22 KOs. He's the current IBF, IBO, WBA, and IBF heavyweight champion. Only belt that he's missing is the WBC belt, which I really think if Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury on October 9th, he's not going to want to fight Deontay Wilder. But that's for another topic. And let's keep it going. Give you a little bit of the history of Anthony Joshua. He's 6'6", 82-inch reach. He's 245 pounds. He won a super heavyweight gold medal in the 2012 Olympics. Notable wins. Okay, so he just knocked out Kubrat Pulev back in December of 2020. At the time, Kubrat Pulev was 28-1 and 0. That means no draws, and he had 13 knockouts. His only loss had come to Vladimir Klitschko, which we'll get on further with. Joshua's pretty good resume. So he knocked Kubrat Pulev out in the 8th round, and he stopped him. Let's talk about his first title fight. So his first title fight was against Charles Martin. Charles Martin at the time was 23-0 and won with 21 KOs. He knocked Charles Martin out in the 2nd round. Then he defended that IBF title against Dominic Brazil. Dominic Brazil was 17-0 with 15 KOs. He stopped Dominic Brazil TKO victory in the 7th round. All right, from there he went on to unify the heavyweight title with Vladimir Klitschko, who was 64-4 with 53 KOs. He stopped Vladimir Klitschko in an exciting and a maxed out crowd in the O2 Arena. I think they had like 90-something thousand people at this fight. He dropped Vladimir Klitschko in the 5th, but as Vladimir Klitschko used his ring savvy and his veteranness, of being a veteran fighter, he held on, and then as it got closer to the end of the fight, because AJ punched himself out, he started pot shotting AJ. Go to round 6, Vladimir Klitschko dropped Anthony Joshua and was out pointing Anthony Joshua where it looked like Vladimir Klitschko could have got the TKO, but he didn't step on the gas. He allowed the young bull to get his stamina back and got TKO in the 11th round by Anthony Joshua. He became the IBF. He was already the current IBF champion. He became the WBA heavyweight champion because that's the belt that was on the line. Neither one of those guys had the title previously. They just automatically just put the WBA, just put the title on the line for Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua. So the IBF title was on the line, and the WBA came in at the last minute, put the title on the line, and also Deontay Wilder was at that fight as well. What the fans would have liked to see was him call out Deontay Wilder, but he didn't, and that's for another topic. But he knocked out him and became a unified heavyweight champion. So moving on to after that, right? So after that, he fought Joseph Parker. So he fought Joseph Parker. He fought Joseph Parker for the WBO title. It was right after, it was in 2018, late March. I want to say probably like March, the last week of Saturday in March, because Deontay Wilder had fought Luis Ortiz in March 3rd of that, on March 8th or 3rd, in the beginning of the month. Had some controversy in that fight. Had to overcome adversity in that fight. I mean, he got shooken up in the 7th round, ended up stopping Luis Ortiz in the 10th, and he won his fight. He was the current WBC champion, and we thought that because he won that fight, he would get the winner of the Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua, which didn't happen. The Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua fight was very, very referee controlled. As I watched that fight live, the referee would not let Joseph Parker get inside and do any body work on AJ. AJ would jab, hold when they got inside. Joseph Parker would try to work and his body and try to get something done, but the referee imposed his will a little too much in that fight instead of letting the fighters fight. Long story short, Anthony Joshua became the WBO heavyweight champion, adding to his collection of the IBF, WBA, WBO, and IBO. The IBO was also on the line in the WBA fight with Klitschko. So, tell of the tape with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, one lone defeat came to Andy Ruiz, who was filling in on a 3-week notice. Andy Ruiz had just knocked out a heavyweight, probably like early that month. They called him at the last minute due to Gerald Big Baby Miller, who was currently at the time 23-0 and won with 21 KOs. He popped for steroids, 2 different types of steroids, and they had to drop that fight. But it was Anthony Joshua supposed to be big coming out in the United States. What ended up happening, he picked Andy Ruiz. When he picked Andy Ruiz, I was like, that might not be a good fight for AJ, because AJ he's a great skill heavyweight, but he's not the quickest heavyweight. Whereas Andy Ruiz has probably the fastest hands besides in the heavyweight division, besides Deontay Wilder. So, long story short, he fought Andy Ruiz. He dropped him in the 3rd round. When he dropped him in the 3rd round, Andy Ruiz got up and dropped him, and then dropped him again at the closing of that round, and then he ended up TKOing Anthony Joshua in the 7th round. 6 months later, they fought again in December, and Anthony Joshua used the Vladimir Klitschko boring style of fighting. I'm just going to call a spade. Jab, jab, jab. Grab, hold, jab, 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 grab, hold. People say it was a beautiful boxing. But if you think that was beautiful boxing, then you got to say that Floyd Mayweather boxing is like brilliant there. And everybody loved Floyd. We all love Floyd. I think Floyd probably go down as him and Sweet Pea Panera Whitaker probably go down as the greatest defensive fighters that we've seen in boxing. But that's a little off subject. He beat Anthony Joshua. He beat Andy Ruiz, and then last year in December he fought Kubrat Pulev, which I already told y'all about. So, tell the tape. So, what AJ have to do to win this fight against Usyk? He's gonna have to reign generalship, control the fight, keep Usyk behind the jab. Be patient, jab, 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 jab. Don't let Usyk outthink you or outsmart you by getting inside and working the body or anything. He needs to keep Usyk on the outside. When Usyk come in range, throw that dynamite right hand, because AJ does have 22 knockouts in 24 fights. So that's what he needs to do. Hopefully he doesn't come in heavy. If he come in around like 236 to 238, I think he should be fine to win this fight. It's not going to be an easy fight. Okay, both Olympic gold medalists, and like I said, Alexander Usyk is in the top 5 pound for pound. Anthony Joshua is not. Hopefully, Alexander Usyk win. And the reason why I say that is because as a fan, I want to see undisputed, right? And I have a 95% idea that Deontay Wilder is going to knock out Tyson Fury just by what he's been doing and how he looks. And he also has gained weight. And I think the biggest thing Fury and them could ever did was prolong the third fight. By you doing that, Deontay Wilder has put on weight and put it on smartly, and still has his explosiveness and speed. I heard he's weighing like 240. So, yeah, it's gonna be hard for him not to knock out Tyson Fury. I think that fight gonna go 6 rounds. Fury, it's been rumored he's been getting knocked out in sparring, so I'm pulling for Alexander Usyk because I know Alexander Usyk will fight Deontay Wilder. I think if Deontay Wilder knocks out Tyson Fury in devastating fighting fashion, Anthony Joshua and them are gonna try to pull. They definitely gonna try to pull the mandatory thing to not fight Deontay Wilder. And the fans, we as fans, we want to see those fights. I gave you the tail of the tape what I think should happen. I told you who I'm pulling for, but that don't mean it's gonna happen. I told you what both guys need to do to be successful. Gave you a little rundown of everybody. So hopefully it'll be a good fight. It come on 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Remember, they're 6 hours ahead of us, and looking forward to it. I'll do a post analysis of the fight, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Hate, like, and subscribe, and Sports Pugilism is out. And if you can see, I am a Florida Gator and Miami Dolphin fan. Let's go.